Hi, Girly Pop Society. Today we sat down with Abby Astle, an incredibly brave, beautiful mother. We hear her story, and unfortunately, we have to put a trigger warning on this episode. She shares of her son, Daniel Lee, his diagnosis of anencephaly, and birthing her son. She later opened an incredible nonprofit called Daniel Lee's Gift, which you'll hear more about in this episode. She also shares the birth of her 3 daughters. As you guys listen today, remind yourself that you're listening to Abby's story. This is not happening to you. You're in for such an impactful listen. We believe a birth story doesn't begin with labor, it begins with her.
Welcome to Girly Pop Birth Talks, where we go beyond the delivery room. Each week, we interview a woman just like you and unlike you about her pregnancy, her birth, and also her becoming, and what led her to the most transformative experience of her life.
So grab a drink, a snack, and cozy up, because around here we go from laughing one minute to crying the next.
As we listen to the stories that shape us.
Because birth isn't just about babies, it's about the women who rise in the process. Abby and Sadie, welcome to Girly Pop Birth Talks.
Thanks for having me.
We have a little miniature guest today.
Yes.
Hi, Sadie. Is this your first podcast?
First of many. She's got a lot to say.
Yeah. Oh, her schedule's booked?
Yeah.
It's booked.
It's booked.
It's booked. Wow. Well, what an honor, Sadie, to sit with you today and hear your
As
story.
you get your first teeth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, Abby, who are you? Who do you share your life with? Who are your babies? Give us a little preview of who you are.
All right. Well, I'm Abby, and I am married to my wonderful husband, Joseph, or most people call him JD. And we have 3 beautiful girls, Haley, Riley, and this is Sadie. And I actually have 2 babies in heaven also. So, yeah.
So we get to hear the whole family story, the births, the pregnancies, all the details. We're excited and honored to sit with this conversation today and hear everything. So
take us back just to tell us a little bit about where you grew up and kind of your first formings of your beliefs about birth and how that led you to your first birth.
Yeah. Well, I grew up in Georgetown, in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I feel like we don't get to hear that very often.
Georgetown is that little city I almost moved to, right?
No, but kind of close.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's like Cool. It was Auburn,
Georgetown.
Cool, Georgetown.
Yeah.
And then I lived 8 miles above Georgetown. So
Okay.
really in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I grew up in the woods and running around barefoot outside. It was great.
Yeah, this sounds lovely.
Yeah. It was a great little childhood. And yeah.
Just you?
Oh, no, I have 3 older siblings. So
Okay.
I'm the baby. So I have a oldest sister and then a brother and then a sister and then me.
Okay.
And then mom and dad. So, yeah.
Awesome. So what did you hear from your mom, if anything, about like birth growing up?
I just remember hearing from my mom that her births were very fast. Like I was almost born in the car.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So like hospital deliveries.
Yeah, she had hospitals. No medicine or anything like that. My mom just, popped her babies out real fast. So, that's kind of just my birth must just always be fast.
Yeah.
I guess.
And you said she didn't have epidurals?
No, she didn't have any of that.
So were you thinking like, when I have a baby someday?
I didn't know about epidurals when I was little.
So you just, I guess why would you know of them?
Yeah. I never knew that word until until my oldest sister. She was the one that really influenced and opened up my eyes to the world of home birth and just, birthing outside of a hospital and what that looks like. And so it was really her that helped me fall in love with that too. I got really passionate about it. She had her first baby in the hospital. It wasn't a good experience for her. And then her next 2, she had at home with Kaleem and Marlene, which very well-known midwives around here.
Yeah.
And then she just shared all the information with me, and I just wanted to know it all. And that's when I learned about epidurals, and I was like, oh, I am way more scared of having an epidural than I am of birth.
Yeah. But this was early on. So
yeah,
how did you then become obsessed with birth at a young age? Like what was your resources? What did you look into?
My sister was my resource. Yeah.
Did you get to attend the delivery?
Oh, no, I
Okay.
didn't. No. But she just would tell us all about it. And she started getting into being like a doula, and she did that for a little bit, but she was just very passionate about it. And when my sister's passionate about something, everybody knows it. So the
sweet.
passion just like passed on to me, and I just fell in love with it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to have a baby like that. So, and it just made me not afraid at all.
Yeah. Which is so
of it.
important.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So fast forward then, what year did you meet your husband and when did you guys get married?
Ooh, gosh. We met in 2010.
Oh my gosh.
We
So
met.
long time.
I know. I feel very old saying that. But
What an honor to have you here with us, Grandma.
I know. Right. But 2010, we met at a Christian radio station, actually.
Okay.
K-Love and Air One.
Yeah.
That's where we met. They were doing the pledge drive and all that,
Mm-hmm.
where, people call in and make pledges to help keep the station running, and we answered the phones to take the pledges.
Okay.
So he was raising money for his church, and I was raising money to go to Africa on a mission trip, and so that's where we met. And I saw him across the room, and I was like, I'm gonna marry him.
No,
Oh my gosh.
that
Didn't know.
fast?
Yeah, I didn't know his name. He was the loudest one in the room. I was the quietest, most shy, reserved person in the whole room. I did not say hi to him. Somebody else noticed me noticing him.
Oh my gosh.
Was
And
it like
they
really
told-
obvious, like goo goo?
Not to him. He didn't notice me at all. But
He was just being loud
a
in the
girl
corner.
noticed that I kept noticing him, and she said, "You better go get her phone number by the end of the day because this girl keeps looking at you."
So you guys were making more than pledges this day.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, pledges of love.
Pledges of love.
Yeah. And then we got married in 2014.
Okay, so
August.
4 years of dating.
Mm-hmm.
What was that progression like? Was it pretty quick? Was it slow?
It was slow. I take my time with things.
Yeah.
I'm like, if I'm gonna marry you, I can take my time. Like, no need to rush.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I want to know that you're the one.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing this again.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That's
I'm
good.
gonna let my yes be yes.
Yeah. My yes be up for sure.
Yeah. So I just took my time. It didn't really bother me,
Yeah.
but. Yeah.
Did you share in dating with your husband or with your boyfriend at the time that like you had this idea of like, when we have our babies, I want to have it this way? Or was it kind of not spoke about?
I don't know if we really talked about it, to be honest. Like, we knew that we both wanted to have kids, but I don't think I ever shared that, like, I was like, yes, I want to have a home birth. Like,
Yeah.
I'm all for
You're
this.
all transformed already.
Yeah. I'm like, I've been prepared for this
Yeah.
since I was like 16.
Yeah.
So,
Childbirth prep done.
yeah, get on my level. But no, he wasn't. I don't think we really talked about it, to be honest, not
Okay.
until
It
we
was
got
time.
pregnant.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what was that
So,
story?
Yeah.
Your
So,
first pregnancy.
so we got married in 2014. And then we had 3 years of trying to have a baby.
Okay.
And in 2017, on Christmas Eve, we had a miscarriage.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So we had announced to everybody on Thanksgiving, so the whole world knew. And then on
When you
Christmas
guys got
Eve,
married and you started trying for this baby, was it very like, we're just going to get pregnant? Like, was that the mindset? Or was it like,
Yeah.
we're just making love, and if we get pregnant, we get pregnant?
No, I just assumed that I was going to get pregnant really fast because, I mean, it happened with all my sisters
Yeah.
and everything. So it just didn't cross my mind that infertility was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't aware of that world at all.
What
But-
were those 3 years like?
it was really hard, like seeing other people get pregnant and your friends and, people at your church or just in your circle, them getting pregnant. And yeah, it was kind of isolating, but also it really made me dive into that community of infertility and just, realizing that there's a whole world out there of women that are waiting very patiently
Yeah.
for even longer than 3 years,
Yeah.
and just gaining wisdom from them on how to wait well and, still do life and not wait
Yeah.
to
Not live on
do
pause.
things. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which I did live on pause for a long time because
me
you just
too.
end up doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not that it's ever easy, but to lose pregnancy that you waited so long for.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what that was like.
Yeah. Yeah. Because then you're just like, oh, this is it. And
Yeah.
you just assume you're going to have that baby forever.
Yeah.
Like,
So you
it's
guys
just-
announced on Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
How many weeks were you?
I think I had probably just found out maybe like a week or two before that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember the exact timeline, but I think it was only like a week or two.
Which I'm sure was a huge
Before.
celebration, like Arielle was saying, like
Yeah.
this long-awaited
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah. Like, tons of people were praying for us. They were
Mhm.
all, expecting and waiting with us. So, yeah, it was a big deal that we announced. And I wasn't nervous at all because I also, didn't know about the 12-week rule,
Mm.
which is silly also. But
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't really believe in that rule.
I don't. Yeah. Well, now I don't. But
Yeah.
yeah. So we announced and girl.
She likes to throw herself back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, are they looking at me?
Hey.
So we get to Christmas.
Awful Christmas Eve.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I miscarried in our bathroom, and then we were supposed to go to this big Christmas Eve party that we go to every year for my husband's side of the family. And we started driving there, and I just started bawling. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, why are we doing this?
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
But you're just like on autopilot of just like, I don't really know what just happened,
Yeah.
but I know what just happened.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I guess I'll go, try to like mask what I'm feeling,
Yeah.
I think is what it was going through my mind.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
I can't go. So then we only made it like down the street.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
we turned around
Yeah.
and came back because,
No.
yeah. So I don't really remember what I did after that, to be
Yeah.
honest. It was a little bit of a blur, but
And you were already like, I'm going to have these babies at home.
Mm-hmm.
Did you already hire a provider for this pregnancy?
no, I hadn't done anything yet.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I started like spotting and stuff. And so then I think we were going to go in and get like ultrasound, but they make you wait longer, and then, Christmas and all that. And
Yeah.
so I just assumed everything was fine
Yeah.
Yeah.
again. So yeah.
So did
Everything
you
was-
start trying right after, or did you feel like you needed some time?
Yeah, I've never really been afraid of starting to try after after
Can I come sit with
our losses, but maybe.
Just don't look at mom.
Hi, baby. Yeah, I was never really afraid to try again. So I think we did. I probably gave myself like a month or so,
Yeah.
but yeah. But then we started trying. We never did anything to prevent it.
Right.
So like, if it happens, it happens.
Yeah. Okay. Was that another long wait?
Well, it was 9 months later than I got pregnant.
Okay.
And
From December. So we're
from December.
September.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for me, that was actually really healing to find out that I got pregnant 9 months later, like when you were supposed
Yeah,
to
you
have
were
the baby.
due.
It was, for me, it was healing. For other people, sometimes that's like really like
Yeah.
triggering and,
Yeah.
sad for them. But I was like, oh my gosh, it's all coming, full circle
Yeah.
that, we lost the pregnancy, took forever. And then we get this new pregnancy.
Yeah.
And that's my oldest daughter now.
Okay.
She's 6 years old and
Oh.
just brilliant. She's a brilliant child.
Oh.
Yeah.
So when did you hire, assuming you had a home birth with your first, because that was,
I did not.
oh.
This is when we started to discuss
Okay.
what Abby wanted.
Oh.
So my husband was like, no, we are not
Oh.
having a home birth. He was totally like, that is not safe type of mentality.
Mhm.
He just didn't understand it. And I was like, well, I do not want to go to the hospital at all because I'm not comfortable there at all. And so we compromised with Sutter Davis Birthing Center.
Okay.
And so at the time,
Stupid option.
the California Birth Center was not open yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I tried real hard to have my baby there.
And for those that are listening that don't live in this region, Sutter Davis would be like it's still a hospital, still has hospital policies. It has an OR, but it has water birth. It's ran by nurse midwives, and it gives a very home-like experience inside the hospital.
Yeah.
That's a really beautiful middle ground for a lot of families.
Mhm.
Yeah. I loved it there. I had a really great experience. I don't really have any no major complaints or
Yeah.
anything, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's hear that
So,
story.
yeah.
How did labor start?
Well, all my labors
Oh.
start just fast and wild and
Like your mom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no warning that it's coming.
my
Really?
gosh.
Yeah. Just all of a sudden I'm just in labor and,
What gestation did you go into labor?
I was 11 days late.
Okay.
With
And
my
no
eldest.
warm up, no mucus, no
No.
cramping.
No.
Wild.
Yeah. I just woke up middle of the night, started pooping a whole lot. I was like, oh, this isn't
It's
normal.
happening.
Yeah. And then I started contractions and I was like, okay, well. So I think I woke up about 2 a.m. or so. And then I started timing them for an hour before I woke up my husband. And just sitting there timing them, I was like, yeah, pretty sure I'm in labor now. And
Did you guys do any like couple childbirth prep or hire like a doula or anything in this pregnancy?
No, I did. I found some YouTube videos. It was like a 4-part series. I made my husband watch one of them. He's like, I don't want to watch this. He's like, you're going to do it all anyway. He just didn't understand that. But I didn't really feel like I needed him.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
I wasn't afraid at all of birth. I didn't have any reason to be afraid of birth. So I watched this 4-part series. I cannot find it for the life of me, but it was excellent. I thought they did a great job. It was just this lady teaching in this classroom, and there's like a circle of people, and she YouTubed it, put it on YouTube.
That's
I was like,
awesome.
Amazing.
it was great. It was like super informational, the little extra details that I didn't know about from my sister. So, yeah.
Okay, so you're pooping a ton.
Pooping
These
a ton.
contractions are getting close together.
Yeah.
And where are you living at this time? Like, what's the distance to the hospital?
So I live in Roseville.
So, like, you have like an hour drive?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if it was during the day, I think it probably took them like 35 minutes.
Okay.
Because it was the middle of the night
Okay.
when we ended up going. But I timed them for like an hour, and then I woke him up and I was like, hey, I'm pretty sure I'm in labor. And he's like, oh, really? I was like, yeah, but I don't think we should go yet. Like, maybe just go back to sleep and, we'll just see how it goes or whatever. So I think it was like an hour later. Then I woke him up. I was like, we should probably call them. Just be like, hey, what should we do? Get some advice. And they were all like, let's, how about you wait a little bit longer? And I was like, okay, that's fine. And then, so I think it was a total of 3 hours at home.
Okay.
Just timing and waiting. And then finally I was like, we have a long drive.
Yeah.
And I am just like, really, these contractions are consistent. And I do not want to have this baby on the causeway, and a car baby with my husband who is terrified of home birth. So this is worst case scenario was happening in my brain. So, baby. Yeah. You want me again?
I also just realized I'm really thirsty.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm also very thirsty.
I'm also really thirsty.
So, Abby
Wow.
and Sadie,
Sadie,
do you not want mocktail hour? So, Arielle now is a microphone stand and my co-host.
Yes.
So, we do this wonderful thing here at Girly Pop Birth Talks where we have a mocktail hour. So, each week we create a crafted mocktail. So, you're a part of our little tradition here, Abby. Today we have Sadie, your mocktail's coming too.
Yes.
You have a milky mocktail.
Get your mocktail.
Oh, yummy box. That's our first, I think, boob mocktail on Girly Pop Birth Talks.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing, Sadie.
She's our second baby.
Second
but our
baby.
first that had mocktails
Yeah.
while she was here.
Yeah. Okay, so our mocktail today is a guava ginger mint mocktail. So I'm going to
GGM.
do the honors, and I'll give you this tray here in a moment that we'll set up for you.
Okay.
There's your glass. My beautiful co-host that has no hands.
You're really not going to let me try something?
Do you really want me to give it to you like that?
I do.
Okay.
Did you like the eye contact?
It was pretty powerful.
That's good.
I'm pretty speechless.
It's good.
Right.
For those that are listening on like Apple and
You don't know
Spotify
what's
on
going
audio, Arielle is like halfway out of her seat, reached across,
I'm just gonna.
and is holding the mic while Abby nurses her baby in front of her mouth.
Yes.
It's quite the scene.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're on the causeway.
We're on the causeway. What happens
Yes.
next?
I am shoving my fist in my back like there's
What?
no tomorrow because I needed some compression.
How'd you do that?
I get it. Just like
that.
this. Yeah.
Okay.
You
Yep.
were just instinctually birthing this baby.
Yeah.
What is your husband like? Is he like watching this like wild woman labor? Or is it just like, is he like calm? Is he freaking out? Is he shocked?
Just get me there as fast as possible. So we
Mhm.
don't. I think he was probably freaking out that we were gonna have this baby in the car.
Yeah.
Because of how I was acting. And I would try to have him shove his fist in my back because he's stronger than me. So I figure, oh, this is gonna work better. I'm like, you don't know what you're
He
doing.
probably didn't
Yeah.
know
I was like,
what
no,
you needed. Yeah.
stop touching me.
Yeah. He's like in your third rib.
Yeah,
My
seriously.
sacrum.
I'm like, you're not pushing hard enough. And later he tells me, like, well, I didn't want to like hurt you. I'm like, no,
No, I
I
needed
said
to be
shove your
hurt. Yeah.
fist in my back,
Yeah.
and you did not.
Yeah.
So I did it myself.
Yeah. Okay, so you're
It's that cocktail.
cocktail, okay? So you're giving your own sacral pressure. You're
Yeah.
driving pretty much yourself to the hospital.
No, he's driving.
He-
He's for sure.
So he's driving.
Yeah.
The hospital's like, no, you don't need to come. You're fine.
But you knew.
But you're like,
Yeah.
no, I'm on my way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So then we get there and they get us into a room. And the first thing I notice when I walk in the room, there's no birthing tub. And I'm
No.
like,
I didn't know
it
they
is
had that option there.
my dream.
Yeah.
I am having a water birth. And my husband knew that I was very like, I want a water birth. Make it happen.
Was that a
Without me
hard
saying those
like
words.
compromise? Was that like a conflict in the pregnancy in your marriage of like he wants a hospital birth and you want a home birth?
It wasn't once we found Sutter Davis birthing because I really wanted a water birth and I didn't really want to compromise on that.
Did
Didn't
you have,
necessarily
like,
care where it was?
Red eyes at him when that tub wasn't there?
Well, not really. I don't totally know what my face looked like, but I think he noticed that I was like, there's no tub. Like he knew how important it was to me.
Mhm.
And so, they checked me and I was 6 centimeters.
Wow.
I think we got there at like 4 or maybe like 5 a.m. or something. I don't remember what time. Guys, details. It was 6 years ago. So we got there. They checked me. I was like 6 centimeters. And then my husband, he was like, well, my wife really, really wanted a water birth. Like, is there any other room available? And they said, yes, there's a room right around the corner. If she wants it, she needs to get up right now and get in that room. And I was like, yes. So I like had a contraction and then I stood up and I got my butt in that other room because I am birthing in the water.
This will be a water birth.
This will be a water birth. So I trucked my little booty over there and got in the water. And immediately when I got in the water, all of me relaxed, because you're all tense and, I'm shoving my fist in my back still in the bed because my husband doesn't know how to do it. And so I'm doing it myself. Yeah. And so I get in the water, I relax, my water breaks, and then her head is there.
Stop.
Oh my gosh.
What was that like time between 6 centimeters and now we're in a new room in a tub?
I don't even know.
Like
I feel
less
like-
than an hour?
Yeah, probably less than an hour. So just her head was like contact now, like
Without that
instead
water,
of having
yeah.
all that cushion there.
Mhm.
Her little hand
So-
coming out.
It's
So
her little
cute.
hand. She was just there and ready to come out. And I feel like I might have been maybe 45 minutes or so to an hour or so later. She came out
Wow.
real fast and there was a
Furious.
burning ring of fire.
Yeah.
And I remember my husband, okay, the funniest part of the story is that, I knew to do all those low tones to keep your body calm and not tense up. I wasn't like, I
Yeah.
wasn't doing any fists. I was keeping my hands nice and open and calm. And I don't cuss. And I gave myself permission. If I was going to cuss in labor would be the time
Yes.
that I will excuse myself from it.
Yeah. Try out a few words.
And I still did not cuss.
Oh.
I said frick in the lowest, deepest. Yes, it was like frick. And
Pretty good.
my husband said I sounded like demon possessed. I think it scared him really bad. He's like, what was that? I'm like, yeah, that is
It
baby's
worked.
head coming out of
Yeah.
me. So
Did you have anybody else? How,
anybody
did you have anybody else at your birth besides your husband?
No.
Okay. And that was a good choice.
Yeah. I didn't feel like I really needed anybody else.
Okay.
You know,
No, you
we
did everything
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
your own.
Yeah. You can just do it by yourself all the time.
yeah. And one of the ladies that was in there, they asked my husband if he wanted to get in the water. If you know my husband, I know that husbands do that. Beautiful if they want to do that. But if you know my husband, he's like, what? Like, I didn't see his face, but I could picture
You
his
knew,
face.
yeah.
He's like, I'm not getting in there. Like, no way.
No
That was
way.
I've
hilarious.
seen this
to me.
video of like the older siblings swimming in the tub, like
Yeah.
swimming.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not for me.
No.
It's
No.
not for me either.
Yeah.
So it is
I'll
for
be
me.
in there, but
I have been at births where I'm like, I have to hold myself back from getting in the tub with a woman because I know how I think that my so full of myself. I just think I could help her so much if I was closer. Like if I could just hold her and give her a thing to like push against her.
Yeah.
So
probably.
But like I didn't want to be touched. Like
Yeah.
I just needed to know that my husband was like right there. And like, you know, you could like touch my shoulder, but I'm really hot. So like
Yeah.
don't touch me.
yeah, no
also.
stroking.
Yeah.
Don't-
And there
don't
was like
cause
a
heat.
volunteer doula, I think she was. She was putting a cold washcloth on me. I'm like, that's what I need in
Mhm.
life. And then she's like, do you want to hold my hand? I'm like, no. I'm gonna crush your hand.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna hurt somebody else, you know? So I didn't want to hold anybody's hand. I didn't need that kind of support at all. I just
Yeah.
like just be there, you know. But then
Yeah.
my husband left the room like 3 times because it was hot and musty, and he's like,
Oh.
"And birth smells." But he was, so he was getting all nauseous. I'm like, "You're nauseous," but it was
Was
funny.
this like
So,
typical, or was it like get your shit together?
I could expect it from him.
Okay.
It wasn't
So it
like
wasn't
surprising.
annoying.
No.
Okay.
No, it wasn't. I was just like, okay. I mean, the last time he went out, I remember I was like, okay, you guys need to get him back in here because I felt like it was like time.
Yeah.
So then somebody went in and got him.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say
And-
he's lucky that you are not like a long laborer,
Yeah.
because that's a lot of times to leave the room for an hour birth.
I know.
Match made in heaven.
Yes. But
Okay, so your beautiful girl's here.
Yeah. Well, actually, sorry, before that, they told me to reach down and feel her because, like, she's coming out, you know, she has this beautiful, like, thick, full head of hair. And I'm like, no, she doesn't. Like, in my head, I have, like, I think so much during labor. I was like, she doesn't have any hair. They don't know what they're talking about. And I reached down, I'm like, I don't know what I'm feeling. I'm saying all this in my head. I'm like, well, they don't know what they're talking about right now. I don't know
Mhm.
what I'm feeling right now. And they're wrong. She does not have any hair because all of my siblings had babies with no hair.
Mm.
So I'm like, she doesn't have any hair. And then she pops out and she's this huge baby with black hair.
Oh my
And
gosh.
she's super swollen. She's like 8 pounds, 4 ounces. I wasn't expecting that either because I'm like small because I have a
Yeah.
really long torso. So I just wasn't expecting to have an 8-pound baby. I know that's not huge. It's like average, but I was just expecting like 7
Yeah.
Yeah.
or something. And I'm like, her head was like 14 inches around.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, my husband has a big head.
Did you, when you met her, where you're like, this isn't my baby, or was it like, oh, I know you?
Oh, when I met her, my face for sure was like, what?
What is this?
I think I was just like, what just happened? Like, it was so fast. Everything
Yeah.
was so fast. So I just stared at her like, like,
That's not mine.
you have so much hair. Like,
Gosh.
yeah. So it was just a little bit. Her birth was probably the most comical one of just like,
is funny.
what? What is happening? But yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So you get out of the tub. How was the
Yeah.
immediate postpartum?
I get out and it was rough. Her postpartum was pretty rough. That ring of fire.
Mhm.
I tore. I had like 12 sutures,
Oh wow.
and there was a student there, and I'm all for students. Love it. Be in the room because I was like, let me show you how it's done.
Yeah.
And so they're like, oh, do you mind if the student sews you up? And I was like, okay, sure.
I think I draw the line. I did let you sew me up. So she was a student.
Yeah. But I was sitting there for a very long time with my legs open, my legs are all shaking too, and I'm cold and in pain. And then I can see her face and she's sweating bullets, like sweating. I'm like, okay, this is taking too long. Like someone else needs to finish. And so there's this guy there, and I think he was like a retired like military veteran or something. He's all tatted up and he's like, oh yeah, I'll take over. And I'm like, great, get this thing sewed up. And yeah, he did it so fast. And I was like, oh man, I should have just started with you. But great job, student.
What degree did they say?
I feel like maybe second or so.
12 sutures.
I can't remember because it was like
Deep.
It was on both sides, so there was just lots everywhere. They had to repair up.
Yeah.
So
that's probably the number one thing when people talk to me of like in their top 3 fears, like tearing is one of them.
yeah,
What was that recovery like? Was it hard? Was it like what was your?
it was really hard.
Yeah.
I couldn't walk for like 2 weeks. I couldn't shower by myself, so we would have somebody come over and watch our daughter, and then my husband would
Help you
shower me basically because I like couldn't move, and I was afraid to pass out too because of like the pain. So I it was very painful. It was like 2 weeks I couldn't walk, and then the next
Abby.
2 weeks, and luckily he stays home for a month for all of our kids, but the next 2 weeks was me just like barely hobbling around.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was really hard, and her breastfeeding was pretty awful. I didn't know enough. I didn't know that she had all the tongue ties, lip ties. So basically breastfed her for a couple years in pain every single time.
gosh.
It was awful.
I was about to congratulate you for saying like a couple months with all that going on. And then you said years.
It was like a year and a half, I think.
Wow.
So-
I'm
Wow.
so surprised like your supply stayed okay. And
Yeah. Well,
When
we had
did you physically feel? Was it a whole year and a half of like rough or yeah?
Yeah, it was your toes are all curling up, pain, just ooh.
What was your like mantra or why behind that? Like continuing to do that for a year and a half?
Well, I didn't want to buy formula for
Fair
one.
enough. Yeah.
And I mean, I just know the benefits of breast milk, and I was like, I know it's worth it to do this. I just wish it didn't hurt so bad.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I'll just deal with it. I'm just used to being in pain now. So yeah.
Oh my God, that's so intense.
Yeah.
And just like the lack of support that was offered. Did
Mhm.
anybody say anything like pediatricians or chiropractors? Who were you seeing?
I never really went to the doctor.
Okay.
Like a whole lot. I don't really remember, to be honest. That was kind of a blur also in my life because it was not a very good experience breastfeeding.
Yeah.
So I had I was very anxious going places because then it's like I have to have this whole setup, and I know I'm going to be in pain. So I just like, I can't just sit here on camera and feed.
Yeah.
I have to like be ready
Wow.
for the pain.
Oh,
So
I can't imagine.
That's so intense. It makes me just devastated because it could, it could have been so much better.
it could have. I
Yeah.
just didn't know.
You didn't know.
Yeah.
In the perineum, was it after 2 weeks better, or
Mhm.
was there any lasting effects of the tear?
No, I think they did a pretty good job.
Okay, so 2 weeks was like it was
Yeah.
bad for 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
bad for 2 weeks, and then the next 2 weeks was, I could kind of just like feel something, but I wasn't in like pain.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then after that, I was fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when did you decide to try to get pregnant again, knowing it took you like some time?
Well, again, we've never avoided it.
Okay, so you guys don't do natural family planning. It's just was that like a discussion of like we'll just have as
Whenever
many
we get
babies?
pregnant, we get pregnant.
I didn't necessarily want to just like keep having babies all the time, but I knew I wanted to have more than one kid, so it's like, let's just get it done and over with. So I'll just be tired all at once. And
That makes sense.
yeah, well, that's the advice that my oldest sister gave me also. She's like, just be tired all at once, do the diapers all at once, and then you just be done. And I'm like, oh, okay.
That makes kind of sense.
Yeah. So we were just like, whenever it happens, it wasn't necessarily like let's plan this out,
Mm-hmm.
I knew when I was ovulating, of course.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah.
if it was like a bad time, you'd be like, mm-mm.
Yeah.
But okay, so then how long did it take you with the third baby?
So I had her April 2019, and then trying to count backwards. I don't know I can't remember when I found out that I was pregnant with our son. I can't remember.
What was his due date? Do you remember?
His due date was January of 21.
Okay.
So it was sometime in 2020
Yeah.
because COVID.
April?
That's like, yeah, April. Yeah.
Does that
that
seem right?
April?
Like
Yeah.
COVID starting and
Yeah.
we're home.
Yeah.
Does that feel
I
like
think
a
that's right.
similar?
Yes. Yeah.
If you think of the feelings you had when you
Yeah.
found out you were pregnant.
Yeah. It
So
definitely
that
a
was
COVID
like,
baby.
how many months? Like 6 months?
Well, she had baby number 1, baby number 2, but first live baby April 2019.
Yeah.
So that was a year.
Is that a year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you were also breastfeeding, so you might
Yeah.
not have been ovulating
Yeah.
for a while.
Yeah.
So who knows how long it actually took you once your body was ready. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
No, I'm just,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Whenever my body was ready to get pregnant, then I was like, sweet, let's do it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So probably April of 2020,
yeah.
you find out you're pregnant again.
Mhm.
And do you announce all your pregnancies like at the confirmation of pregnancy?
Well, after the first loss on Christmas Eve, I'm not repeating that. So no, we waited until after the 12 weeks is when we
Okay.
announced. So then we started following that little rule. But yeah, so then we would wait. And that's about the same time probably when my milk started to, run out.
Yes.
And I was also done.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a
breastfeeding.
sacrifice you did.
So
Seriously.
That is intense.
yeah, so I think it was about a year and a half or so.
Okay.
Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the milk started coming out or running out. And so, I could have pushed through and then your milk supply will go back up. But I was like,
I'm good.
sorry,
No,
there's
you
no
did
more
enough.
milk.
Yeah.
She was a very smart baby too. So I'm like, there's nothing left. I'm sorry. And then, a couple days crying and she's fine. So
Yeah.
yeah.
She needed it to be real.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't have been able to trick her
Yeah.
into weaning.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. Not at all. No. Yeah.
Okay, so tell us about his pregnancy.
Yeah. So his, I remember I was just immediately craving everything green. I just needed all the greens in the world, like green bell pepper, cucumber.
Funny.
I just went to the store. I'm like, everything green. I need it.
Wow.
It was, yeah.
I wonder what vitamin is in like
Yeah.
green produce.
Yeah. There's obviously
Chlorophyll?
something that I was lacking.
Yeah.
And really needed and wanted.
Mhm.
So, yeah. So I thought that was kind of wild because I was not very healthy with Haley. I was like, yes, I need to know what every single chicken sandwich tastes like
Yeah.
at every
Absolutely.
fast food
Let me
restaurant.
taste
'Cause I
test
need to
them
know
all.
whose is the best.
Did you know at this point it was a boy, like when you had
No.
these cravings? So did you have
No.
a feeling like, oh, I wonder if it's another different gender?
Yeah, I thought maybe it was a different gender because it's drastically different.
Yeah.
Like craving junk food and going straight to the most extreme healthy of I needed everything green.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't really eat salads as it is unless somebody else makes me a really good salad.
It's a lot of work
and
to make a
I'll eat
salad.
it.
It is. It's actually like
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, I've been craving this
Yeah.
kale white bean salad and I want it so bad,
Yeah.
but I have no like energy to go and make it. But yeah, if someone made my salads, I would eat them.
Exactly. Yeah. I need a salad chef.
Yeah.
So anyway, pregnant with him and it's going good. And it was at our 20-week scan, which was, I was a little bit later on it. So I wasn't exactly 20 weeks. I was closer to
Are you at
22.
Sutter Davis for this?
No, we're at Kaiser now.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we're at Kaiser Insurance.
Okay.
Okay, I was gonna say, how did you go from Sutter Davis to the hospital, like choosing Kaiser
Yeah.
when you didn't want a hospital birth?
Yeah. Well,
Insurance?
Insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Husband's job.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's so
that was
many
it.
family
Oh,
story.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. But so I went to our scan, the 20-week anatomy scan by myself because, mind you, it's 2020
Right.
also.
Yeah.
So and it was later in the evening, and I think my husband just stayed home with my daughter. I think he probably could have came, but like masks and all
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
required, and he wasn't a big fan of wearing a mask. So I was like, I'll just go because I'm not afraid of anything, and
Yeah.
didn't have a reason to be afraid. And
Right.
I remember at the scan, the ultrasound tech, they're not like allowed to say anything. But she just kept saying, he didn't say he because she didn't know, but the baby's just really tucked into your pelvis. Like, I can't quite get like a shot of your baby's head. And so she left the room a couple times, and I was just like, huh, that's weird. Like, like your baby's hiding. Like, come on, get on out of there so we can get some pictures so I can go home because it's already like 7 p.m. I want to go home. And then she just tried to get a couple more pictures, and then she couldn't. And she's like, well, we'll probably just have you come back in, once the baby's like in a different position. So then we go home, we have the envelope with the gender. And so we open up the gender envelope together, and then we find out, well, she wrote down it's maybe a boy. So I thought that was really,
Like what a
that
gender
was
reveal.
really confusing. We're like, what does that mean?
It'd be really hard to celebrate. Like, what if it's
Yeah.
wrong?
Yeah. So then we have these pictures of the ultrasound of, the gender parts. And so we take pictures of it and we send it to Dr. Trisha because now we're good friends with her. And, she's our chiropractor. She adjusts us all the time.
Yeah.
So we're very good friends with her. And so I sent it to her. I was like, what does this look like to you? She's like, that's definitely a boy. I was like, okay, that's what we were kind of thinking. It's kind of hard to miss when it's a boy.
Yeah.
But I was like, that's what we were thinking. So that helped solidify it. So she was a part of our gender reveal.
Oh my gosh.
Of
So
course
sweet.
she would be. But so then the next day is when I got that phone call that nobody wants to get. My husband was already at work, so I got the phone call by myself again. And I had my daughter with me, and she said, hey, there's just some concerning things. Are you able to bring your daughter somewhere else so that we can discuss it? And this lady, honestly, that was probably the best thing that a care provider, if you're calling to make that phone call, check to make sure they have other kids. And if they do, ask them if they could bring them somewhere else. I don't know if that's like protocol, but she did a great job, I felt like, of preparing me for the news I was about to get. So I drove her over to her grandma's house and then came back home. She's like, just once you're home and you're settled, then give me a call back and here's my number.
What were you thinking?
I was like, I have no idea. Like,
You knew your baby was alive
yeah, I knew my baby
because you would have
alive.
known.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking through like what I would have been thinking. Like,
were you
the heart
like
was beating.
sick to your stomach? Were you like rushing? Or it's kind of like a blind faith to be like, I guess I'm bringing my baby somewhere,
But I don't know why.
but I don't know why.
Yeah. You just kind of, I feel like I was maybe in just like shock of like, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
So I just like did what
Follow
she
orders,
said.
yeah.
Yeah. And then I just called her and
By yourself still?
by myself
Okay.
still. Yeah. And that's when she told me that our son has, it's called anencephaly. And so that's where, a part of the skull and the spinal cord like doesn't form all the way. So he didn't have a skull. And that's, come to find out, that's why she couldn't find his head because it wasn't there.
Oh my gosh.
So that made so much more sense once I learned more about it, like why she was like, oh, he's hiding, not trying to freak me out.
Yeah.
Did they describe the diagnosis when they gave it? Or they just said this blanket?
I think
name?
she briefly described it, not in detail. That's not the time to do it over the phone, but described like what what anencephaly means, because
Mhm.
you could say all these big words, but I'm like, I don't know what this means. But yeah, she said it, and then I don't remember how long I was on the phone with her. I don't really remember that. I remember that I called my husband after that and told him like he needs to come home. We have to go. So then they wanted to send us to a specialist to get a second opinion and just make sure that they were right about it.
Mhm.
So we had to drive, I don't know, like 35 minutes or something. I don't know. Concept of time. I have
Oh,
no
yeah.
idea where I even was, but it wasn't the normal Roseville Kaiser where I
Same
was
day?
at. It I think it was the same day.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's nice for, like,
Yeah.
They didn't let you, like,
acceptance.
sit
Yeah.
there and have a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
you
they
can
didn't.
go get
Yeah.
those answered.
Yeah. So we drove down to wherever we went. I don't know. And we walked in and doing the scan with the specialists and everything, and
She sounded like she was snoring for a second there.
she's totally asleep.
Oh.
Um yeah, so we go in the room and they're doing the scan, and you could just tell that it is correct, the
The way
diagnosis.
that the
you
room
know
felt, or like,
yeah,
yeah.
it's quiet.
Yeah.
If something's not wrong, they're gonna tell you and just be
Yeah.
like, oh, look at that baby. And at that point, we've already done research,
Mm.
within a few hours, so I know what to look for now. Am I gonna see a round head on the scan or
Mhm.
not?
Mhm.
So we did not.
Yeah.
So then they were telling us that that was just like one of the worst cases of anencephaly that they had ever seen.
How did
And
that feel?
not great.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there are some babies that can survive. It's a
Mhm.
very, very hard life, but they
Mhm.
can. But with his case, he had a 0%
Mhm.
chance of survival outside of me. So mind you, still alive and still kicking
Ugh.
me this whole time.
Oh my gosh.
And so we were brought into this separate room where, they very gently and kindly tell us just what our options are and everything, whether you could terminate the pregnancy. There wasn't any concern for my health or anything. Or do you want to, continue on? And that's fine, as long as, I probably just needed to be followed closely to make sure that my health wasn't affected by it in any way. But um, we didn't give them an answer, and they didn't want one. They just said, just go home and think about it. Like, you don't
Mhm.
have to give us an answer right now. You don't have to make any choice right now. It's just, these are your options. So we went home, and I don't really remember that drive home either. I think we were
Yeah.
listening to like worship music or
Mhm.
something. And I think my husband probably said one thing to me. I think he said, like, we're going to be okay.
Mm.
Like, we are. So
Yeah. Were you guys talking much?
I know.
Like, yeah.
yeah, because you're just in such a state of shock that I don't know what to say,
Yeah.
like, we made it past the 12 weeks. Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing supposed to be wrong,
Mm.
That's just like where your mind goes of like, it wasn't supposed to be this way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't really remember what we did. I don't remember what we said.
Mhm.
I think when we got home, I don't know, we just cried, to be
Mhm.
honest. I don't really remember a lot of that.
It's our brain doing its
Yeah.
job, you know.
Thankfully. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then it was just a couple days later. And at this time I was in the care of Kaleem and Marlene, and I was planning on having my baby at the California Birth Center. And
Was this
so
before or after the diagnosis that you?
before. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was already getting care with them and
Okay.
everything. And so they were my providers. So then they came over, and I think it was like maybe 2 days later or so, my water just broke on its own.
Oh, wow.
And
That's so
Yeah.
beautiful, though, that he
Yeah.
still chose to come when he did.
yeah.
And you didn't have to make any decision.
Yeah, I didn't have to choose anything,
Mhm.
which when it came down to it, I knew that I was still going to carry him. Like,
Yeah.
you're still alive. I can't.
Yeah.
It's not, most importantly, it wasn't affecting me and my health.
Mhm.
And because I have another child who is alive, who still needs a mother. So I was fine. And I probably just wouldn't have gone anywhere, to be honest,
Yeah.
because I didn't want anybody to celebrate my pregnancy that I knew
Yeah.
Was ending. Yeah.
was going to end eventually. But I was going to do that. That was my plan.
Was it, I mean, because I could see, like Becca saying, the positives of that.
Yeah.
I don't even want to call it positive, but I'm also thinking like only 2 days to wrap your head around this.
Yeah. I mean, like, you can look back and be like, I wish I had more time. Yeah.
Mhm.
But at the same time, maybe it was good for me specifically in my mind of, not having so much time. But it's also weird to say because it's my child and I wish that I could have more
Yeah.
time. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah. There's no right feeling because it's not right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what a
Yeah.
gift that you did sit with that and it wasn't just water broke and then the surprise of anencephaly.
Mhm.
Yes.
It's true.
You know, like if
Yeah.
that was his story all along,
Yeah.
you did have, 48 hours or so to process
Yeah.
unbreathable news.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
could hold this now. Okay. You can chill. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your water breaks. What was the plans? Like, and what was the support with your midwives in that?
Yeah. Well, they offered, that if I wanted to, I could stay home. But I didn't want that memory in my house.
Yeah.
I remember for a very long time after I had my miscarriage, because it was in my bathroom on my toilet,
Yeah.
and it was very just triggering for a very long time to go into my bathroom.
Yeah.
And when I'm having my period, just all of that was just really difficult to handle and go to the bathroom. And that's just a simple task that everybody does every single day.
Mhm.
And so that was, I chose to go to the hospital for that because I'd rather have that memory elsewhere.
Yeah.
And so we get there and I'm sorry, is my sweater itching you? There you go.
Mhm.
I get there and we're going to labor and delivery, which is where everybody else is that are having babies. And we go into a room and just get everything ready to start, getting contractions to go so that
You weren't contracting.
mm-mm.
Mm.
No, I just yeah. So whatever that pill is that they shove up in you, that's what I had. That wasn't very pleasant.
No.
Most of the doctors and everything were nice. There were some that didn't have good bedside manner at all, but I have a lot of grace with that too because I know that they're on a shift and they're just they have to come in, shove a pill up a woman's vagina and then go back to their other job,
Mm-hmm.
So but overall we had a pleasant, which is a weird word to say also, but had a good experience with the staff there.
Mm-hmm.
And when we had him, obviously that was just, if you guys ever talk to a mom who has a stillbirth, it's just the most deafening silence, because birth is surrounded by cries and celebrations. But, stillbirth is
So he
surrounded by
passed
silence.
sometime in labor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. I think just the contractions, especially
So young.
Yeah, so young, and then not having a fully formed head, it was just too much for him. But yeah, I remember praying that
Take your time.
I remember praying that God would just let me know when it was time to say goodbye. And I do remember the last kicks that I felt, and that I remember just feeling like you need to say goodbye. Can you grab
Get her?
me?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm so glad that you were feeling kicks still and
Yeah.
like present enough. I'm sure you were not present in some ways, but like got to cherish those
Yeah.
kicks.
Yeah. I definitely do remember those kicks too. And I'm glad, as
Yeah.
painful as it is, and I cry every time, but it's just because I love them and miss them, and so, yeah, I got to say goodbye just by myself. Obviously my husband was there, but
It was just you and him, though. No one else could know that.
yeah. Yeah, so it was just really special to have that, just me and him,
Yeah.
so,
Did you opt not to have monitoring for labor?
no, I didn't want it. I didn't want to hear
Yeah.
if his heartbeat stopped.
Yeah.
I was just relying on
You knew.
just knowing that this was the last time I was going to feel him, and it's time to say goodbye. And I was right, so, yeah, we had him, and yeah, it was a very emotional experience, and we had a wonderful nurse, which
I was going to ask about the staff in the room. Like
the staff in the room was just cream of the crop.
good.
And the one nurse that we had, her name is Amy, and she just she sat with us in it. Like she wasn't afraid to cry with us, and she wasn't afraid to hold him also. And especially with something like anencephaly, they don't look like a normal baby at all. So it's kind of hard to look at a baby like that also, but she got to meet him, and and she prayed with us, and it was perfect in every crazy way that I could use the word perfect. Like it was just what we needed in that moment was her, to be honest. Like every time she left to like go check on another patient, or she needed to take a break because she's a human, I was just like, my heart was like, I need her back in the room. Like I need her. And so every time she came back in the room, I just felt like just peaceful, like more peaceful. And yeah.
So glad you had her.
I'm so glad I had her, yeah. And I tracked her down a few months after losing him just to say thank you. Like she spelled her name a very specific way, and so it wasn't too hard, but I did some hunting on Facebook and I found her. And I sent her a message, and she was just like, thank you. We don't really ever find out the outcome of the parents afterwards. So she's like, I just hope and pray that they're all doing well, but I never know if they actually are. So it was really,
that's probably a gift to her too.
Yeah. And now we're friends.
Yeah.
So, and
those stories, like in birth work, never leave that person, no matter how many you go through.
Yeah.
They forever impact you.
Yeah.
What was that postpartum like?
That was pretty rough, like you're going through postpartum, but you don't have a baby, you have milk coming in, but you don't have a baby. So I remember Kaleem and Marlene both kind of gave me the advice of like, when your milk does come in, which I'm really glad they told me, because if nobody told me, I would have been honestly really mad, because I would have been mad at my body. Like, how dare you do this?
Yeah.
But the way that they said it was kind of like, you know, your breasts are crying also.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a little weird to think about, but also beautiful, because that's the natural part. Like, your body just instinctively is there to care for a baby, and it thinks that it's caring for a baby. But, you know, if you just switch your mindset into, you know, it's crying with me, then it really helped.
Didn't feel so much as of a betrayal.
Yeah. It didn't feel like my body was betraying me. It felt like it was, you know, crying and weeping with me.
Yeah.
So, but then I just got all the things to make it stop.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
those cabbage leaves, and I drank sage tea and just every possible herb I could possibly find, because I also wanted it to stop as fast as possible. So, yeah, that was not very fun. And, you know, a lot of my family is out of state too. So I kind of, you know, went through that without them.
That's what I was going to ask, is like, what was your like family and friend support in this time? And was there anything that anybody did for you that really stood out to you?
Yeah. I mean, tons of our family and friends, you know, they sent us things like give us food and just dropped off food. And, you know, I think one of my best friends, her name is Stephanie, and she really just sat with me in the grief. And for me, that's, you know, what I needed. And she was pregnant with her son, and we're along the same amount of weeks or so. So that was hard, but she handled everything perfectly for me, that there was no pressure from her for me to do anything. Like, I don't have to be anything for her. I don't have to celebrate her baby if I didn't want to. Obviously, I'm happy for her, you know, and she has this beautiful boy, and I love him.
Complicated.
Yeah, it's a weird emotion, because it's like, I'm happy for you, but also I don't have a son now, and you do.
Yeah.
And that's really hard. So, you know, and we're still best friends, because I think that kind of helped solidify it in my mind of like, this friend is for real. Like, you know, she's not afraid to put aside her own things to just be with me, you know, and help me through it. So
how did you talk to your daughter about all of this?
So we actually did not tell her, and we recently told her.
Okay.
So we just celebrated his birthday. He was born September 19th of 2020. So he is 5 years old.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So we told her a couple weeks before that, because I wanted her to know, like, you know, if I'm not okay on that day, that that's why, and it's okay that we're not okay. So we haven't told my 3-year-old yet. I don't think she would grasp it either. But my other daughter, she definitely gets it and understands, and now she includes him in like all of her conversations. Aww. It's very healing. Like, she just is like, oh yeah, his name is Daniel Lee, by the way, and she just includes him in her name, or in her conversations all the time, and it's so cute,
so pure.
Yeah, it really is really pure, because she's like, oh, or, you know, I miss my brother. You know, I'm like, oh, I know you do. We do too. And that's okay. Like, it's okay that you're sad about it. It's okay, you know, all of that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, some people decide to tell the siblings right away. I decided to not, because I didn't want to walk through my own grief and try to help a child navigate grief, because I'm like, I don't even know how to navigate grief. I know some people,
so young.
Yeah, she's so young. I mean, some people don't have that option.
Yeah.
I get that. Like, you have an older child, you don't even have the option because they understand what happened, but she didn't even know. Like, I just stopped telling her there was a baby in my tummy, and she forgot. So, you know. But I just didn't want to walk through that at all. And I waited until I was ready and until my husband was ready, because I was ready last year, but he wasn't ready. So I waited for this year, and we were both ready. So
yeah. How did if it's okay to talk about, like, how did your husband handle his side of, men grieve so differently.
Yeah.
And also watching you, the woman he loves, go through that.
Yeah. I think he was very concerned about how I would handle it, because I didn't really handle the miscarriage very well.
What's well, though?
Yeah, I know. There's no,
You didn't do a good job at losing your baby.
Yeah, do better next time.
Yeah, like that. I mean, that's a weird thing to say, because there's no rules to losing a baby. There's no rules to grieving, And that's what I learned after losing Daniel, that there's no right or wrong way for me to feel. I can feel happy because I have a cutest little girl ever, and feel sad because I just lost my son. I can coexist with two feelings, and it's a weird experience, but it's okay that I am happy and sad at the same time, and it's okay if I don't want to go to your baby shower. I don't want to. I don't want to go to your son's birthday party.
And it doesn't mean I don't love you or your son.
Yeah. So
it's complicated.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think he was mostly just worried about me. He had his support system of men and everything, and I don't really remember ever worrying about him, to be honest.
That's good.
I never really was worried about him and his emotional state, to be honest. I mean, he's not a very emotional person already. So when he cries, like, that's him letting it out, and then he's usually like fine, so he cried a lot, and then he's fine. And I just like know this about him. Yeah. So I wasn't really ever worried about him. He was probably more worried about me.
Yeah.
Make sure that I was okay, that he was going to have his wife still, like,
yes.
The obviously loss changes you forever, and I am totally different than what I was, but not going down a crazy road where you just like totally lose yourself. I didn't do that. And I think that's what he was scared about. Just losing me. So
I know you've done so much work in the honor of Daniel Lee. When did that start, and like when did you decide that you wanted to like serve grieving mothers in that time?
Well, so we started a nonprofit called Daniel Lee's Gift. And I just have to say, Daniel is my father-in-law's name, and then Lee is my dad's middle name. Oh, so it's named after our dads. And and they
didn't know that until he was born?
No, well, because we had a totally different name picked out. We always loved the name Ian Parker for a boy. Loved that name. But once he was born, I was like, I can't name him this. Like, I don't know. He needed to have a different name. That wasn't his name. And so we thought about it, and then we wanted to name him after our dads. So
how sweet.
Daniel Lee. But we started a nonprofit, and it was really because after I had him, then all these bills started coming in, and actually Dr. Tricia was the one that took care of his cremation and all the costs associated with that. I have no idea how much that cost her, to be honest. She took care of it all. Because I can't imagine even having to face that and do that and pick out things and pay for things that you weren't prepared to pay for at all.
I've talked to people about that, like in stillbirth, and it's just the most awful part. I mean, besides losing your baby, but then to go and have to pick out coffins or, make those decisions when you're still trying to wrap your head around.
It's like, I don't know what I want. I don't want any of this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like somebody else make a decision, because I don't want to do this.
No.
So shouldn't have to.
No.
But so we started the nonprofit Daniel Lee's Gift to help families with their medical and funeral expenses after a miscarriage, stillbirth, or infant loss. So I kind of dreamt that up maybe about 5 months or so after losing him. I kind of did some research and stuff, but I knew it wasn't the time to start it yet, because I'm like, I've only grieved for 5 months. That's not enough time. Like, I can't help other people yet.
Yeah.
Like, I shouldn't have to help other people either. It's not my job right now. My job is to help myself grieve and heal so I can continue to be a mother and a wife. So I took my time with it, and then we launched it in 2024, so last year. So we are a year old now.
Wow.
But yeah,
It's beautiful to see.
yeah,
Remember his name?
yeah, remember his name, and we're trying to get it out so that everybody can remember him.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the ability to make a name for himself. So we get to make a name for him.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty big one. So
Yeah.
How long after? So I know you guys weren't like stopping pregnancy before, but how long like did you guys continue that practice after?
yeah, we still didn't. We've never prevented, to
Okay.
be honest. I mean, we probably just didn't do it very much
Yeah.
I mean,
in those times because
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah, of course.
it's not very fun
no.
to make a baby after losing a baby.
No.
It's just like, because then you get the image of like, if I get pregnant again, then like, what if this happens again?
Yeah.
Well, what you said about like the 12-week rule,
Yeah.
like there's almost this false protection in that. Like if once you get past 12 weeks, everything's good. And that felt really, I don't know if betraying is the right word, but for you to have that moment of like, everything was supposed to be fine. I could imagine the new fears coming up of like, oh, so it's all fair game at any point.
Yeah.
Something can happen.
Yeah, because then my eyes are opened up to the whole world of pregnancy and infant loss. Like just like, I know that exists, but you don't actually know the depth of the existence of how much loss is in this world until you start diving into that world. And you're not going to dive into that world, and you shouldn't unless that happens to you.
Right.
Because it's not a club you want to be a part of.
No.
But once you're in it, it's one of the most beautiful clubs at the same time, Yeah. So, yeah, it was, we didn't say, no, we're not having any more kids, but we didn't prevent anything. We're just whenever it happens. So we had him September of 2020. And then I had my next, it was the same timeline of when he was supposed to be due. So he was supposed to be due in January of 21. And then I had my daughter in January of 22.
So both your rainbow babies were due when your losses were due.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I guess my body's on that cycle.
Yeah. Gets pregnant 2 times a year.
Yeah. Yeah. Really, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I know you said with your first live baby that was like kind of healing for you to be due.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, am I remembering this right?
Yeah.
So was it the same with?
No.
Yeah.
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 Because then your eyes are just opened up to just a totally different world and a different, anxiety that I did not know existed. And like, I don't really picture myself as an anxious person, but once you know things, then you just know things, and it's just, you can't unknow them.
Right.
And so it was every little thing possible was so scary for me. And I was, scared to be pregnant. And you meet that 12-week mark, and I'm like, that doesn't mean anything to me anymore. And then even when you meet the 20-week anatomy scan and everything's fine, and everything was fine, it still doesn't mean anything to me anymore. And it's just, I felt like I wasn't really able to celebrate her as much because I just lived in a constant state of fear of like something could happen, and I know this. Like,
you know it.
Yeah, I know
too well.
Yeah. So that's the one, bummer thing that I wish I could have celebrated her a little bit more, and just allowed myself to be happy. But, you can't go back and change.
Absolute best. Yeah. You were doing the impossible.
Yeah.
What was it like when you saw that pregnancy test?
It was, shocking and, just what's going to happen. It wasn't like oh my gosh, I'm pregnant again. Like, so excited, like the bliss of, a lot of other women, and I hope that they stay in the bliss because I want them to stay in the bliss. But it wasn't blissful. It was like, yes, we were pregnant again, and we're excited because we wanted to have another kid. Like we wanted more kids. So, we're excited, but cautiously excited.
Yeah. Of course. Did you start care at the birth center this time? Okay.
Yeah. So I had her at the birth center, and I was under the care of Kaleem and Marlene again. And she was wild and faster than my first.
Oh my gosh.
That girl wanted to enter the world. That's for sure.
Were you late again or?
Yeah, I was 10 days late with her.
Oh my gosh.
So 11 with your first girl. 10 with this one.
10 with her. And she, I remember I woke up at like, I think it was 5 or so in the morning, and I was having contractions.
Another morning birth too.
Yeah. I was having contractions, and I called my mother-in-law because the plan was that she comes over to the house. Like if it's middle of the night, early morning, she comes over and just stays there. And then we go to the birth center, so she could stay with my older daughter. So I call her, and she comes over for like an hour, and she came over immediately. She's all excited and trying to ask me questions, and I'm sitting on the toilet pooping my face off again. So that's what happens. So that's my one signal, but it's just like
bam,
poop and contractions. There's nothing else.
Well, typically the whole poop thing is like a couple days before your labor starts, you'll poop.
Oh, really?
Well, that's nice because you clear your system like immediately before.
Yes,
so there's really nothing in there for you, which is good.
Yeah, it was immediate. Yeah, but she came over real fast because she already knows that we have relatively fast births.
Yeah.
And, the old midwives' tale or rule of thumb is it cuts in half. So, I had like 6 hours with the first. So I'm like expecting like 3. That's basically what I got. So, back it up. I think I went into labor because the night before we had to bring my daughter to the ER because she was having like these stomach pains.
Oh no.
And turns out she was just really backed up and all this stuff.
So everyone was pooping in the home.
Yeah. But we were there, right? And I had this really bad cough. I had this really bad cough sitting in the ER the night before. And I am about to have this coughing attack, so I go outside, and my husband stays inside with my daughter because we're waiting, right? So I go outside and have this huge coughing attack, choke down some water as fast as I can, and I'm trying to come back inside, and they will not let me back inside.
Oh,
because it's a new person at the door, and they're like, well, there's only one parent allowed per child. And I'm like, I was just in there. I was furious.
Oh, and my purse is still in there.
I'm like, I literally was in there. And they're like, I'm sorry, you can't go in. I was like,
oof, that would have.
Mama Bear would have come out.
I was so mad. But like, when I get mad, I like can't say words because I'm just burning inside. Yeah. And I'm like, I always say, I don't want to cuss them out. I'm not. I don't even cuss. I don't even cuss when I'm mad. Yeah. So that's never going to happen. But
I feel like really just good today.
You guys. So good.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so I get kicked out essentially.
Wow.
And so I call my husband and I'm like, babe, they won't let me back in. And so he comes out with my daughter. And we're just discussing. And I was like, I don't know, maybe I should just go home and relax because I'm already super stressed out. And I'm very pregnant, past due, and stressed.
I was nervous.
Did I say that?
Rude.
Attack at 41.
Yeah. I know. And I'm like, I probably shouldn't even be here anyway. But I was just like so mad.
Yeah.
And so he's like, just go home, take a shower. And so I went home and
you guys already knew it was just like constipation at this time?
I don't know. We didn't know yet. So I'm still like, I don't know what's happening to my kid. But I like have to go home too because I can't breathe either. Like I'm having these coughing attacks. So I go home, I take a shower, I try to relax. I don't know. And then I don't know what time they get home. It was probably like 11 or 12 or something. Poor daughter is so exhausted. And so he's laying in the bedroom. That's why I had to back up. So he stayed in the room with her.
Okay.
And he's laying on the ground. And so I'm having these contractions on the toilet. And then in between a contraction, I crawl into the room because I don't want to wake up my daughter either. So I like wait for a contraction and I'm like, okay, let's go. And so I like crawled in as fast as I could.
Did you just try to tell him I'm in labor?
Yes, I did. I tapped him. I was like, babe, I'm in labor right now. And he's like, are you serious? Yes, I am. I was like, just go back to sleep. I just backed myself out. Then I have another contraction. I just recently told him this. He's like, you talked to me that night? I was like, you don't remember?
Oh my gosh,
he was asleep.
He was totally asleep. He
Yeah.
doesn't even remember that.
Yeah.
So then when his mom gets there, it's my mother-in-law, his mom gets there, then I, once I'm like, we got to go, she wakes him up to get him ready because I'm not getting off the toilet, for one, until we're going. So, yeah, she wakes him up. And then I'm on the phone with Kaleem and she was saying like, oh yeah, let's make it, she's all calm. Let's make a plan. Like we'll meet there at like 8:30 and it's probably like, I don't know, 8 or 7:50, something like that. I don't know when I'm talking to her. And so I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe that's right. I hang up. It was about like 1 or 2 minutes later. I call her back. I was like, no.
I won't make it till 8:30.
Not, yeah, you have to meet me right now. Like, we're getting in the car and I'm going right now. And she's like, okay. Like, she could just hear the difference in my voice of like, we gotta go. And so we get in the car and then I am just roaring. And I'm pretty sure I probably had my fist in my back again. But it's only a 10-minute drive from my house to the birth center. So that was lovely versus a 35-minute drive.
I was thinking of that when you said that it was at the birth center this time. I'm like, okay, it's not going to be the causeway.
So much closer. Oh my gosh, yeah. But so we get there and I am like, Kaleem, I find out later, Kaleem and Marlene shared the wisdom that when a woman is in labor and she gets up on her toes and is having contractions, they're like, oh, it's like go time. Like she's serious. And so I was like at the birth center entrance door, that back door. And I was like up on my toes and I think that she was like, oh, okay. So she like gets me in my room. I picked the purple room. If anybody checks out the website, the purple room.
Is the middle one?
Yeah, number 2.
Okay.
Yeah. Purple is very calming for me. And I liked the fan sound in there. Anyway, side note. So we get in the room. She's filling up the tub still. And I remember like I'm standing by the edge of the bed waiting for the tub to fill up and my water just breaks. And I remember saying out loud, and I feel so silly saying it because I was like, there's something coming out. I'm like, it's a flipping baby. Of course something's coming out. It's the baby is coming out.
No matter what, I think it's a shocking experience.
Yeah, I was like, there's something coming out.
And what hour are we at this point?
Oh, well, so I had called her at like 7:50 and we got there at, because I called her a little bit after that. Anyway, we arrived at 8:10.
And labor started at 5?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Called her at 8:10. We got there at 8:10 and then I had her at 8:32.
Wow.
Oh my God. Did you get in the water?
Yeah, but the tub was still filling up.
So your water breaks everywhere on the side of the bed.
I was wearing a diaper.
Okay.
So it broke in my diaper and I'm sure on my pajama pants. I don't know. And then so she helps me like get undressed and we just get in the tub because I want a water birth.
Yep.
The water's to your ankle and you're like, I'm having my water birth.
I'm having my puddle birth.
Yes. This water is just so calming for me. And I was like, I need to be in the water. Yes. I was like, guys, I should just stay out of the water and had a land birth. It would have been fine. Because she was
ready to come.
Coated in butter. She was just,
Oh my gosh.
That vernix was thick on her. Wow. Haley, no vernix.
Wow.
Hence why I tore so bad.
Interesting.
Oh. Riley had
and the
so
same
much.
Pretty much gestation, just a day difference.
Yeah.
So
something was off somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah. What were the cravings with that pregnancy?
It was still healthy.
Okay.
Yeah. I wanted.
Maybe it was all the junk food with your first pregnancy. No products for you.
I know. I got it out of my system for all the babies because I was healthy for all of them except her.
There's something about the first pregnancy that I've just seen in caring for moms. Like,
I can do anything. I can eat anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the body seems to just crave. Like, I always tell people, you gain your most weight in your first pregnancy, typically.
Yeah.
Our body just doesn't know what the heck is going on.
I did.
Yeah. That's pretty normal.
Yeah.
Okay, so the tub's full-ish.
Yeah.
Baby's out?
Yeah. Well, not yet, because her assistant wasn't even there yet. Dr. Trisha, happened to be there.
Stop.
Of course she would. She was setting up all of our desks in our office.
All your stories.
Yes. She was setting up the desks in the office up at the front, and Kaleem needed somebody. So she went and grabbed her, and then my photographer barely stumbled in the door and took like a couple pictures of me laboring, and then the assistant, Misty, showed up, and then I pushed her out real fast. It was like 2 pushes. It was like so fast. And
all that butter.
She just slipped right out.
And no tear with this baby.
No, I had like a skid mark.
Okay.
Yeah, it was great. I could walk. I walked myself out of that birth center.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Seeing your baby.
Yeah.
What was that like after going through everything with Daniel? Like, did he come up in that moment in your mind?
He didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't sure, and I was going to allow myself to. I didn't know what was going to happen. And obviously, Kaleem was aware of it, 'cause she was there with me for Daniel, and he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I don't know if I was prepared for that, for not thinking about him, but it was good. Yeah. It was fine that I didn't think about him, because that wasn't his birth story, you know? And yeah.
Did she have dark hair? Black hair like your first?
No, she came out with like light brown hair.
So you're like, that's my baby.
Yeah.
Was she more like, did you
she was
dream about her? Like, because you said you knew what like Haley looked like, but did this baby look like what you thought they would look like?
Not really.
No.
I mean, she looked more like me than Haley, because Haley looked...
She looked more like what you were expecting with Haley, maybe.
Yeah. Haley was, swollen and long, guys. Her hair was like this long.
Wow.
So when they said she had hair on her head, I was like, you don't know what you're talking about. And then she comes out with a full head of hair that's black. I'm like, oh, you do know what you're talking about. And then this one, she just like barely any, like she still had like pretty long hair, but it was like light brown, and yeah, I was like, okay, this is what I was expecting. She was like 7 pounds, 13 ounces,
like a pound less
too for being late.
Yeah, she was little. That's why I was like, her dates were off or something. Because
yeah. How was the postpartum with this pregnancy?
It was so much better.
Nursing was better.
Nursing was better.
You could walk. You could shower.
Yes. All the things. It was like night and day. Yeah. And now, I think it was definitely God's grace too. Because it's like, if I would have had another rough postpartum, obviously I would have made it through. But that would have just been another thing of like, oh, why couldn't it just be easy? You know, one time. Just be easy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. So this was 2022?
Yes, January 2022.
Okay, and you have another baby here with us.
One, and she is 5 months old. So
What's her birth date?
April 29th of 25.
Okay, I got real confused for a second because I was like,
so Haley's April
30th baby.
Oh,
but my 6-month-old is April 4th, and so I was confusing myself.
I
saw that. Wait, did I have a baby on April 4th? That's 6 months old? Like,
no, I didn't.
No, you didn't.
Anyway,
So Haley's.
So they're
April.
pretty close, Calder and Sadie.
Yeah,
that's so cute.
April, January. You really do have babies 2 times of the year.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
But this was your longest time
between
pregnancies.
Yeah.
Did you guys know you wanted? Do you guys consider? I don't know if this is like is she your third or is she your fourth? How do you say it?
When people ask me that, I hesitate almost every time.
Okay, so there's not like a.
But I say I have 3 girls.
Okay, good.
That's easy
because I have 3 girls.
Yeah,
here I don't know what the first one was. Sometimes I like to think it was a boy. I don't know why. And then obviously my son. So yeah, I usually just say 3 boys. But if I'm talking to somebody that like knows my story, then I'll include him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
So, and did you find out with your second that you were having a girl?
Yeah.
We didn't talk about that. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We found out early with the blood test.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then her too, early with the blood test.
Nice. So I'm trying to think of when I got pregnant. It was July of 2023. So probably about the same.
2024.
2024.
Somebody help.
Because we had our babies in 2025.
You're right.
Yeah.
Wow, that would have been
like
a
an
long
elephant
gestation.
pregnancy.
Yeah, I birthed a toddler.
Don't remind me. Yeah, I have babies late, so
yeah,
I understand.
Yeah,
but not that late. A year and a half. Okay, so moving on.
Okay, so you guys found out you're pregnant.
Yes.
Yeah, that was, we found out on August 22nd, which was our 10-year anniversary.
Aww.
Also, I love this child, but I was done having kids.
So she was surprised.
I thought you were going to ask.
I forgot my question.
She was absolutely a surprise. Mind you, we also didn't do anything.
Well, I was going to say,
we didn't do anything.
Is it a surprise?
It was in my mind because I was fully made up my mind that I was done. Yeah.
So mentally, you were done.
Yes.
But
I don't think
wasn't closed.
I don't think the ovaries understood the assignment.
No, I don't think so. They're like, we're just doing our thing.
Well,
doing our thing.
Also, the husband didn't understand his assignment either. So there's that whole thing.
That's my favorite thing when like the husband does not understand or they're delaying a bit.
Yeah.
And then babies keep coming.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what did you think was going to happen?
Science. Yeah. Okay, I'm curious. JD's progression from a hospital
job of holding
to losing his son to then a birth center to a home.
Yeah. Well,
you had a home birth with Sadie?
So she's a home birth.
Sorry, I should just be surprised.
Rachel, which was one of your guys' guests.
Yes.
Yeah.
One of the first.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's so special.
Yeah, she is. Yeah. Well, his progression
was it like a big emotional transformation or just kind of like I'm going with the flow at this point?
He's not emotional.
Well, that's why
I don't think we're gonna have emotional transformations from JD.
No. So I work at the birth center also, California Birth Center. I started in 2020, before I lost my son. Then I lost him, took some time off, and then I came back. And then so that was in 2021. I think like January 2021, I think I came back or something like that. Is that right? Yeah. Yes. So
I'm nodding like I know, but I don't know.
Yeah, you came back. Something like that. So so once I got more immersed in the birth world and him hearing all of my stories that I told him, then he's like, oh, these midwives are like,
there's no escaping it at this point.
Yeah. He understood, because before he just thought, they're like, oh, they're just like hippie women, like that just like don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
He never said that, but he understood their level of skill after I told him some of the stories of just crazy things that they've done, and the way that they help support women and the care that you get. And he just, then he's like, oh, like I get this. And so we had Riley at the birth center. Then he saw the care that we got. It was just exceptional. And then I was finally like, can we have our home birth, please?
My 16-year-old dream.
Like, this is my surprise baby.
Yeah, I'm getting what I want.
So, yes, I'm getting what I want this time. In the nicest way.
Yeah.
But he was totally like, yeah, let's do it, So he understood it better,
Yeah.
Yeah. Because me being there for so many years now that.
When he watched you put your fist in your own back, like while you're in labor, he's probably like, whatever this woman thinks she can do,
she's figured it out.
Yeah. Like he totally fully believes in me, and I know that, and so he knew that I could birth a baby really anywhere. Like if I had to birth a baby on the Causeway, I would have.
Yeah.
Well, and with how fast your labors are, I'm sure that factored in too. Like let's just not have that part where we're in the car.
Yeah.
And we might have a baby in the car.
That was a big seller for him.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have to go anywhere, babe.
Yeah. You can sleep if you want.
Sleep for longer.
Yes,
longer.
I'll wake you up when the head's coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because again, of course, I had heard in the middle of the night. So
Yes.
So all your labors. How funny.
But she woke me up, and I had her the earliest out of everybody. I had her at 4.
So the fastest
in the morning. Well, no.
Oh.
Surprisingly, I thought that I would have her faster than Riley,
Yeah.
but it turns out I did not. So I went into labor and I called Rachel.
How many weeks were you?
I was like 40 in a couple days.
Okay.
Which was not my norm. I was expecting to have a May baby, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
You were supposed to be born in May.
Say, no, we don't do that. April or January.
Yeah. We wanted April. That's fine. You can share with your sister. But yeah, so I called Rachel, and she came flying down from, she lives up in Auburn, and then I had Amy Walder, and so she was the assistant, but she's also a midwife. So I had 2 midwives, which was awesome.
That's such a good team.
Yeah.
I would do that team.
They were the best. Yeah. So they came flying there, expecting me to just like be pushing out a baby.
Yeah.
But I was sitting on the toilet.
Yeah.
This is just where all the birth stories
I feel like I heard this one before.
Yeah. They all start there. That, just pooping. And I was like, cool. But I actually didn't believe it this time because I wasn't super late.
Yeah.
So I was like, is this labor? And I felt like, I was having like some contractions, but not very many. And they were very spaced out, like 10 minutes apart or something. I was like, this isn't labor. Because like my body doesn't do that. My body is just like poop and then 4 to 5 minutes apart. Like, there's no in between. And I was in the in between. And I was like, this doesn't feel right. But it was right. So they came, and I was sitting on the toilet for a long time. My husband starts filling up the tub in her now bedroom. And so we had the tub all set up and everything. And so I'm sitting there, and I'm so tired because I think I had fallen asleep probably at like 11:30 or 12. And then she wakes me up at like, I don't know, 1 or something like that. So I only got like 1.5 hours of sleep. So I just feel like so exhausted. I cannot sit on this toilet any longer. And I also don't want to push out a baby right now. So I crawled back in bed, and then that slowed down my contractions so much because they were starting to like pick up. And
your birth team was here by now?
Yeah. And so they were, consistent, and they were picking up while I was on the toilet. And then I go and lay in bed, and I start timing them again, and they're like 10 minutes apart. And I do probably like 4 of them or something like that. So that's like, what, 40 minutes or so. And I'm like, I'm not doing this.
This is not what I do.
Yeah. I'm like, if I lay here, I'm going to be in labor forever. And I don't labor forever. I'm not doing that. So I stood myself back up, and I got on the toilet, and I was like, okay, we got to get the tub warm because I'm getting in the tub and I'm having this baby. Because I'm not sitting in that space, whatever that was. I'm like, no, I'm not sitting in that. And I knew it wasn't working for me. Like, I guess it was maybe the rest that my body needed or something, but
we don't know her.
Yeah. Who's rest? Remember? We're doing it all at once.
Yeah, for real. Like, just probably if I would have stayed on the toilet and then just got in the tub, I probably would have been fine. But for some reason, I wasn't ready to get in the tub. And I've never experienced that because I always want to just be in the tub immediately. But I didn't want to with her for some reason. And I don't really know why, but she came roaring out too.
So that's awesome. So you're like, I'm going to go back to the toilet and I'm going to get back in the tub. Did they pick up like inconsistency right when you got up?
Yeah. Right when I got on the toilet, then they went back to normal. I was like, okay, yeah, I got to get in the tub now. I got to get this thing going all the way. And so, and I was a little bit nervous. I was like, hopefully the tub isn't too relaxing for me to where then the contractions slow down. Because I know this working at the birth center. Sometimes that happens. So I'm like, should I have a water baby? I'm like, no, I have this bathtub set up in her bedroom. I am using it. So I got in the tub, and then then I started feeling like pushy and everything, and then my water broke, and I felt like I was screaming. And I've never screamed because I always had the ability to, like, if I start screaming, then I'll bring my tones down low.
Right.
So it was almost like I was singing during birth.
Were the girls there?
Is what I would
I'm going to remember that forever.
And so also my girls were in their room, which is right across the hall, but we have their sound machine on. And then
because it's the middle of the night.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's middle of the night. And so the sound machine's on and everything, and her door is open, and I was like, I can't concentrate. Can you close the door, please? Because I'm like, I'm worried about waking my kids up. Because I think my screaming probably would have scared them. And so then they close the door, and I have this song that I keep putting on repeat, and I, for some reason, can't remember for the life of me what it is.
Right now you can't?
Yeah. Well, like
Or
I
then you
still
can.
can't. I still can't remember what it was that I just kept putting on repeat.
Interesting.
Because I was just like, yes, I love this song.
I am this song.
This is
But it left you immediately.
Yeah, like I don't really know what song it was.
Oh
but
my
I was
gosh.
like, yes. And I had a song at Riley's birth, and I cannot remember what it was for the life of me either. And that one
Wow.
was put on repeat on accident.
Oh.
And I was kind of annoyed that it kept playing the same song over and over. But then I purposely was playing the same song for
I'm
her.
so intrigued. If it ever comes to you, you got to tell
I know.
us.
What was the song? 'Cause
I
it was a
love
good
that you're
one.
like, yes, yes.
Yes, I need that song. And it would end, and I'd be like, oh, like, and then I would
Start
push it again. My mind is like, in my mind, hilarious during birth, because I'm just like, yes, this is where
This is it.
But also, I'm screaming because she had
She's coming.
she was my largest baby, so she was 8 pounds 13 ounces.
Wow.
Yeah, 14
And your
ounces.
earliest gestation.
Yes,
That's
and my
crazy.
earliest gestation. Just imagine if I would have went 10 days over.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that's still like,
Hey, don't say that about me.
normal.
I think you're beautiful and perfect, okay?
How could you say that?
Yo, you're perfect. You're perfect. Okay, so you're in the tub, you're rocking and rolling. Water broke.
Yeah, the water broke, and
was head there just like with the other two?
Yeah,
Or, okay.
it was there, and it was. Woo.
She wasn't
Burning ring of
as
fire?
slippery.
Yeah, she was not as slippery. She still had vernix on her and stuff, but it was by far,
You had to work to get her out.
yeah, more. But I mean, it was still only a few pushes. I
Yeah.
know other women have longer births.
Yeah.
But it hurt the most, I felt like. Yeah.
Yeah.
With her. So then she came out, and look how cute she is.
Yeah. She's here.
Yay!
Yeah.
Yes, girl.
Yeah.
How did you enjoy staying home?
I loved it.
Yeah.
Because I went from one room to the next.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful. I was like, wow.
And then just
Babe,
into
why
your
didn't we do
bed.
this before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I just got in my bed, and midwives took care of everything.
Mhm.
I have no idea how they cleaned it all up.
But they did. Any tearing?
No. No, I didn't have anything. Yeah. Which was surprising also, because I was like, I am tearing up
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
everything right now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was for sure. I was sure of it.
Yeah. 4th degree.
Yeah.
Locked in.
That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
I thought my butt exploded.
Okay.
Yeah, my third.
I just
Yeah.
found this out a couple weeks ago where I was at her delivery and I got to have the honor of catching her baby.
Yeah.
And so her baby's like crowning. And as her baby's crowning or something like that, her water ruptured. And so my hands are on her bottom. And I look to her midwife and I say, rupture, water ruptured.
Yeah.
Her husband's like in the front of her. And I just found this out a couple weeks ago, but he thought like she ruptured.
Because I was screaming like I was. Like my
Yeah.
third,
Right,
it was
right,
very
right, right.
similar where it was like my hardest to get that baby out.
Yeah.
So we need to have a new word.
Yeah. Well, he was like, okay, so she just
Oh,
ruptured
no.
and this is our life now. And we're going to do this and it's going to be okay. Like
And she
that's
has
what's
like, she's
going through his-
completely open.
Oh no.
He figured it out pretty
Yeah.
quick when nobody was worried. But,
Yeah, and nobody's like rushing around
Yeah.
to save your
but
life.
the way I was screaming and then rupture.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know the feeling. And we were going through it around the same time.
Your
So,
legs
I
are
can
like this,
still-
Ariel.
I can still feel it.
Yeah. It's like a yeah.
Yes, I am holding together my pelvic floor right now.
Yeah.
It's too soon.
Mine was all at the front. Like
Ooh.
all at the front.
Oh, so you thought you were going
Oh.
to tear up.
I
Oh.
thought everything was just torn to pieces. is
Oh
what I
my
thought.
gosh.
It was
No,
awful. And I
can't
was like,
imagine.
I was like, the front of me. I'm like
my butt.
screaming at Rachel, and she's like, okay. And in my mind, I was freaking
It's
out.
fun.
Like, yeah, I'm tore up. Like,
Oh,
what?
that
what
must be
is happening?
terrifying.
Yeah.
It is crazy how much
It is.
you can and our bodies can handle. Yeah. And then after it's like, oh, you're fine.
Everything's still there. Are you sure? Is my vagina in this room? I don't know her. She's at the bottom of the tub. The clit is. It's not funny.
Sorry. Gosh. We get really unhinged by the end of an episode.
Woo! That's hilarious.
These mocktails are
yes, I know, Becca. This might be my favorite one. Like,
yeah,
the flavor.
It's so good.
There's no chunks in there.
Yeah.
I have to like strawberry through.
How was your postpartum, Abby?
You're still in it.
Yeah, still in it.
Breastfeeding looks more comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, she did, and I know now what to do. There's slobber all over my face. She just
we can't see
wiped my face with her slobbery hand.
Hey.
She had tongue and cheek and lip ties.
Wow.
But I knew this time because it hurt. And I'm like, oh, this is a similar feeling. It was less than Haley, but it was still like, my toes are curling.
Oh, interesting.
She nurses. So I went and got all of that fixed.
Wow.
Life-changing. I knew what to do.
How was that, like, in a quick little glimpse? What was that like?
It was great. I had a really great experience with it all. It took like 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
The people we went to, they were amazing. I wish they were closer, but because I had to drive to Folsom. But
wait, what's the name?
I'll get it to you.
Okay.
I can't remember right now, but
I just had somebody else tell me about, because we always hear about Jude, Dr. Jude.
Yeah.
But somebody told me that she went to this person in Folsom, and they use a special laser, which Jude has a laser too, but there's some, I wonder if it's the same.
It might be. Yeah.
I don't remember the name.
Yeah.
CO2 laser, I think.
No, it's like different than that.
Ludlow.
Yeah. It's like, it's different.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But only a certain amount of people.
Was the recovery this, like, did you have to do like the stretches?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still did them, but it wasn't like, she wasn't all screaming,
Was the
them.
Oh my gosh.
She loved her stretches.
Yeah, I mean, I just put some coconut oil on my finger and she was just like tasting that coconut oil. Like, ooh, something different than milk.
Yeah.
And she loved it. I mean, she's a pretty happy baby.
Yeah.
Until she's hungry, but yeah.
Did the nursing pain go away immediately?
Almost immediately, because it was her tongue kept flicking me and I can still feel that.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
It was not a good feeling at all. So I immediately noticed her tongue. For sure, because she couldn't stick her tongue out. Like I never saw her tongue. You know how you could see a baby like, doing that. She never did that.
What was that? Sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
One more time. That's what they do with their little mouths.
Yeah. She's like, stop.
Yeah, that's my mom.
Stop making fun of my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on your side.
Yeah. So it has been so much better since doing that, and I'm so glad I did because.
And that changes postpartum so much to have a smoother breastfeeding journey.
Yeah. And it's already been like a rougher postpartum for me emotionally because I wasn't actually ready for her.
Yeah.
I wasn't prepared to have another baby. So for me emotionally, it's been a lot harder, making that connection because it's like, oh, I didn't want to do this all over again. Like I didn't asked to do this again. Yeah. I didn't want to do this to my body again. All those thoughts that come through your head. But then at the same time, I'm like, look at this face. I can't do without this face now, So it's
complicated.
Yeah.
I mean, you're like a walking portrait of holding the two different feelings, and I'm seeing it in so many different parts of your story of like holding the grief and the joy. And that comes down to even her story,
Yeah.
And you do a really good job of that. And again, it feels stupid to say you're doing a good job of like losing a baby. But still, I really appreciate how much you talk about him and share his story. And, like everybody's allowed to grieve how they need to grieve, right? Yeah. But I think that it helps a lot of people that you're willing to talk about it and not shy away from sharing every single part of it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
To close out our episode, I would love for you to give a plug to your nonprofit and how people can find you and support the movement you're making.
Yeah.
Well, it's called Daniel Lee's Gift. So you can find us on Instagram and Facebook. And our website is daniel-leesgift.com. So on there, any support of any kind financially is needed, because that's what we give to families, is financial support. So without our monthly donors that we have, and we have such amazing ones that are so consistent, and we have fundraisers that we do and everything to raise money. We just did one. We do one every September to celebrate him and his birthday. So this year was his 5th birthday, and it was our first, our 1-year anniversary also. And so we raised some money there, and so we get to give more money away.
Yeah.
It's awesome. What we love to do.
Yeah.
So,
how beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Thank you. Talking now?
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having us.
First podcast. Anything to say?
I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll
That looks a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
We do a little huggy bug.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us on Girly Pop Birth Talks, where we hold space for the messy and meaningful journey of becoming her.
If today's story moved you, made you laugh, or reminded you of your own strength, we would love it if you subscribed, shared the episode, and left us a quick review.
We're so glad you were here.
Seriously, you're one of us now.
We can't wait to do this again soon.